I was thinking about some of the people that have reached out to me lately about the benefits of psychedelic therapy, particularly ketamine, since that one is legal to use for therapeutic use for PTSD, depression, anxiety, and burnout, all kinds of things, right? But they're generally all related, right? It's when we get to a place we call burnout or depression or anxiety. A lot of times, what that is it's our spirit, it's our soul that is not being expressed, that we don't feel like we're in purpose. We're no longer in touch with it. We're just living life for other people, right? The people around us that have certain expectations of us and want us to fulfill their needs, and we are just seeking external things to try to find fulfillment in life, right? Be it that new promotion, money, a car, home, whatever, vacation. Just existing to make money is a depressive state, right? Now, if money makes you happy, which it does a lot of people, right? Not that money makes you happy, but it's the comfort that money brings, right? The lack of worry, you know that you're going to be able to survive, you're going to be able to eat and afford your mortgage, right? But a lot of people seek money to provide an inner fulfillment, to say that I'm worthy. So many things wrapped up in making money and external sources, right? Whether we're using drugs to numb ourselves, or using sex, using relationships, using food. Food is a great number. Using drama. One of the things that I used to use was anger. I used a lot of anger to get dopamine, to feel alive, right? I used to blow up on people that were close to me. And I know that surprises a lot of people, but on the, being nice and agreeable and not setting your own boundaries can cause a lot of frustration and anger in a person. And, that's kind of how I grew up, is having to learn how to survive and please, right? So it's pretty complex, but yeah, I used anger a lot, and beneath anger, and a lot of people may or may not know this, is sadness, right? It's sadness, deep sadness and grief. And when I began to heal myself through psychedelic therapy, particularly ketamine, and the integration that followed, what I became aware of was that I had my own voice inside that was not exercised, that I wanted to be me. And I had all of the sadness that was in there, and it was coming out as anger because of that, right? I was in a marriage, and it's nothing to do with her and my ex-wife. It has everything to do with me, but where I felt like I couldn't be myself, and probably the same with her, right? We were pretending. I was in a position with my business where I had to try to hold and act a certain way, because that was what was, expected, or at least I thought was expected, right? And I learned a lot of this in corporate America, just working a corporate job and learning that it's not okay to be yourself. Quite frankly, right? You have to toe the corporate line and act a certain way. We learned that in school too, right? Go along, follow in line, right? And all of that can leave your soul rather empty. And so again, beneath a lot of my anger was sadness. And once I started to heal myself through psychedelics, I began to cry a lot. And I still do on occasion. But I rarely get angry, right? I rarely get angry at people. But I will, when I'm alone, allow those tears to flow. And sometimes there's gratitude, there is sadness, there's grief, there's happiness. They're a mixture, right? And it's not good or bad. It's just me feeling. It's me allowing myself to feel. And there's no other time that I feel more alive than when I am shedding tears. Like, I just feel so alive. I feel so relieved. And I think that's given me an inner calmness. It's helped to heal my nervous system. It's helped my health, my overall health. I'm in better shape. I feel better. I look better, you know. And, you know, because anger was a protective mechanism. And it was like, as a male, that was what I was taught. I could show growing up, right? I could show anger. Well, that was acceptable. But don't cry. Whatever you do, if you're a male, right? Don't cry. You know, the other boys are going to make fun of you, or, you know, possibly even your own family, right? Crybaby, all those names. Something to be said about sucking it up. Yeah, sure, I get that. But that's not always. Sometimes, you know, we're human and we need to feel things, right? So yeah, psychedelic therapy, you know, it is, you know, treating the core of the human condition, right? The disconnection with the soul, disconnection with your spirit, with self. Because, you know, when we are a child, you know, probably the ages between 4 and 8, we really truly are ourselves. We are honestly practicing what we're interested in that moment, whether it's drawing, skateboarding, hula hooping, you know, doing math, playing an instrument, you know, whatever it may be, swimming, I don't know, right? Soccer, you know, sports, all the stuff. Maybe we're interested in science or astronomy or whatever at that age, right? That's who we are. That is how we were born. And then as we grow, go to school, you know, we're told, hey, yes, you know, don't be an artist. There's not a whole lot of money in that. You know, you should go and get this degree and, you know, become a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer. Not that there's anything wrong with that if that's what you truly want to do and be, right? But someone like me, I was more of a creative and more artistic, and that was like something that wasn't, you know, a career path. You get back to yourself, right? And there's a lot of reasons that people use different things. Some people, like I said, we talked earlier about making money, right? Making money is an addiction for some people, right? Using drugs, relationships, sex, food, all those things, we're using them, or social media, too much social media, right? Name it. I'm sure you can name some things too, that are numbing, that we use to numb ourselves because we're looking for distractions, because we don't want to be alone and have those feelings, right? And so when we start to heal ourselves with psychedelics, those things begin to heal at the core, right? So if you're taking like an SSRI, right? You know, you're putting a Band-Aid over that, and it's just allowing you to kind of exist, and it's not really healing you, but it's allowing you to reach a moderate state, not too high, not too low. And I'm sure it does help some people, right? And but I do believe that the way to go is to, you know, really dive in and to heal yourself at the core fully. That is our soul's journey. I think we're here to grow. I think we're here, our souls are here to learn. They're here to explore. We're explorers in this physical world, right? In this life. And I think that's part of our soul's journey. And so life is not about what I think a lot of people think it is about, right? Like getting the education, getting the job, getting the money, getting the family, all of these things, and then what? Are you being fulfilled? Are you on a life's mission? Are you feeling purpose? Are you feeling the passion and desire to get up every day and to do that thing or those things, right? And if you're not, that's something to look at. And for the people that, you know, that talk to me about like, well, what's psychedelic therapy? Like there are a lot of people that have a lot of fear. Like, oh, is it, you know, what's going to happen to me, right? Am I going to lose control? Am I, you know, going to, you know, be crazy or something? And it's like, no. You've heard of the term losing your mind. Well, that is not literally gone crazy. That is losing your mind, getting out of your head and getting into your soul, into your body, more in touch with source, less in touch with this up here, all of the thoughts. This is great for some things, but it's not everything. With psychedelics, and particularly ketamine, you start to really get into the subconscious mind and start to heal your entire body and nervous system. It has a way of allowing certain traumas, whether it be even generational trauma that was passed down from your parents, some vibration that they had that you got, right? Whether or not you were abused or not. If they had abuse or trauma, you can inherit that energy from them. That's a real thing, we're all very sensitive in that way, a lot, and some more than others. When people, because I've heard like, yeah, so-and-so did ketamine and they changed, they became an entirely different person. And that scares me, is what I've heard people say, right? I've heard that a few times. And the truth of the matter is that, yeah, that can happen, but that doesn't mean you're changing. You're just becoming you, getting back to you. And so the people that knew you, that know you, that, I don't know, let's say fake you, or that you that society created, they're not going to recognize you, but you're going to recognize you. And that's all that really matters. And that's where self-love starts, right? You begin to love yourself from that point as you allow yourself to emerge and not be dimmed and not be hidden and not be pushed down, like how you feel and who you are, how you want to express yourself, whether it's having a mustache or tattoos or shaving your head or just speaking your mind, or you want to, maybe you're an engineer that wants to be in a band, all right? Just, what does it matter? Be you. And that's it, man. That's what psychedelics allow you to do. And there's different types, right? And they all have a similar effect. If you are interested in trying out, psychedelics, I suggest you do research on them. You can certainly reach out to me. But yeah, it's something that you want to research, you want to understand, and get rid of the old stereotypes that have been around forever about them, right? There's a lot of stereotypes, and so you want to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. Talk to people that have gone through, the therapy and find out, their story. So, but yeah, man, feel free to drop a question down below or shoot me an instant message if I can help you. All right.